Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य
Hare
प्रभु
Krishna, Hare
नित्यानंद
Krishna,
श्री
Krishna
अद्वैत
Krishna
गदाधर
Hare Hare,
शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद।
Hare Krishna.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today is 16th of October. It is Wednesday. It is Ashwini Masa, Padmanabha Masa, Sukla Paksham, and Chaturdasi Tithi. So there are no students today, but tomorrow it is Saturday Purnima, or Saturday Rasa Yatra, which is Krishna's festival. So Krishna and Radharani would be dressed in the white dresses, very beautifully decorated, all with Ashtapatis. Okay, so today is Chaturdasi weeks today. So we shall quickly move into Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, so Parikshit Maharaj is inquiring from Sukadeva Goswami to speak on that time factor. So what is the time factors between the kalpa and another kalpa? Between the two kalpas, what is the time period? And that time period, it will also describe the past, present, and future times. So he wanted to know all these things, and also what is the lifespan of different living entities in the different planetary systems. And also he wanted to know the short times and how it would impact on the living entity. So as soon as the time factor, it is always clicking. So within due course of time, the living entities, they will get an opportunity to start and perform the activity. It is an opportunity for them to free from all these material entanglements and go back to Godhead. So likewise, Parikshit is inquiring. So he wanted to know all these things. Yavan kalpa vikalpova yata kalu anumiyate bhuta bhavya bhavshabdaha ayurmanam yatsataha kalasya anugatihi yatu lakshite anvi bhuratyapi yavatyah karmakatayo yadrushihi dvijasattama yavatyah karmakatayo yadrushihi dvijasattama. So Parikshit questions about the time factors, many questions. And also today is further, he is inquiring from Sukadeva Goswami about the three different material qualities, and through which the living entity, he will accumulate so many karmic reactions. So, and how they would influence on the living entity. So the karmic reactions and the living entity and the three material modes of nature. So he wanted to know more of this kind of details about them. He is asking like that. So we are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, chapter 8, verse number 14. Yasmin karma samavayo yata yenopagruhyate Gunanam guninam chaiva parinamam abhipsatam yasmin karma samavayo. So yes means, so in which karma samavayo, actions are accumulated. Samavaya, this is the accumulation of the activities. So yasmin is previously he was asking about the time factor. So that yasmin, it refers to the time factor. That is kalasya anugatihi yatu lakshite anvi bruhatyapi. Yavatyah karmagatayo yadrushihi dvijasattama. So previously after saying that, now he's saying yasmin, in which karma samavayo, and these actions are accumulated. Yata yenopagruhyate, and how yata, so as far as yenopagruhyate, and by which he takes over all this kind of karma samavayo. Gunanam guninam chaiva. Gunanam is of three different modes of material nature. Guninam of the living entities. Chaiva also, and certainly Parinamam abhipsatam, and the resultant of these desires. Abhipsatam is the desires, and how the living entity he accumulates all these karmic reactions in due course of time due to the three different modes of material nature. He wanted to know all these details. Yasmin karma samavayo yata yenopagruhyate gunanam guninam chaiva parinamam abhipsatam. So translation for this verse. Then again, kindly describe how the proportionate accumulation of the reactions resulting from the different modes of material nature act upon the desiring living being, promoting or degrading him among the different species of life, beginning from the demigods down to the most insignificant creatures. And purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Can I request Usha Mataji to read the purport, please?
Yes, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. The action and reaction of all works in the material modes of nature, either in the minute form or in the gigantic form, are accumulated, and thus the result of such accumulated actions and reactions of karmas or work become manifested in the same proportion. How such action and reaction take place, what the different procedures are, and in what proportion they act are all subject matters of Maharaj Parikshit's inquiries from the great Brahmanas Sukdev Goswami. Life in the high planet known as the abode of the denizens of heavens is obtained not by the strength of spacecraft, as is now being contemplated by the inexperienced scientist, but by work done in the mode of goodness. Even on the very planet where we are now living, there are restrictions upon the entrance of foreigners into a country where the citizens are more uh, prosperous. For example, the American government has many restrictions for the entrance of foreigners from less prosperous countries. The reason is that the Americans do not wish to share their prosperity with any foreigners who has not qualified himself as a citizen of America. Similarly, the same mentality is prevailing in every other planet where there are more intelligent living beings residing. The higher planetary living conditions are all in the mode of goodness, and anyone desiring to enter the higher planet like the moon, sun, and Venus must qualify thoroughly by activity in complete goodness. Maharaj Pariksit inquires are on the basis of proportionate action of goodness which qualify one in this planet to be promoted to the highest regions of the universe. Even on this planet of present residence, one cannot achieve a good position within the social other without being qualified with the appropriate good work. One cannot forcibly sit on the chair of be a high court judge without being qualified for the post. Similarly, one cannot enter into the higher planetary system without being qualified by good works in this life. Person addicted to the habit of passion and ignorance have no chance of entering the higher planetary system simply by an electronic mechanism. According to the statement of the Bhagavad Gita 9.25, person trying to qualify themselves for promotion to the higher heavenly planets can go there. Similarly, person trying to the Pitrulokas can go there. Similarly, person trying to improve the condition on this earth can also do that. The person who are engaged in going back home, back to Godhead, can achieve that result. The various action and reaction of work in the mode of goodness are generally known as pious work with devotional service, culture of knowledge with devotional service, mystic powers with devotional service, and at last devotional service is unmixed with any other varieties of goodness. Thus, unmixed devotional service is transcendental and is called para-bhakti. It alone can promote a person to the transcendental kingdom of God. Such a transcendental kingdom is not a myth, but is as factual as the moon. One must have transcendental qualities to understand the kingdom of God and God Himself. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Hare
Thank you, Mataji. So here in this particular verse, so Parikshit is mentioning here the very important point is the abhipsatam, parinamam abhipsatam, yasmin karma samavayo yata yenopagruhyate gunanam guninam chaiva parinamam abhipsatam. This is the desire of the living entity. He wanted to desire, I want to do this. I wanted to eat it. I want to see it. I want to touch it. I want to smell it. I want to hear it. These are the different kinds of desires of the living entity. When he has got desires, then he needs to do some activity. To do activity, he needs time factor to be acted upon it. So that's why he gets a material body. That is karma samavayu. Yata yenopagruhyate. By what? Yasmin, that is the time factor. Kalagatya. So as soon as he gets the body, his kala karma gunadino dehoyam panch bhautikaha katamanyam sugopayat satpagrasteta param. So it has got a starting point and ending point. So starting point is whenever he starts performing his activities, that is called birth. Whenever he has finished all his activities, that is called death. As simple as that. Okay, so in the purport, Prabhupada is explaining about the actions and reactions of all works in the material modes of nature, either in the minute form or in the gigantic form or accumulated. So everything, it has got the action and reactions. If I do something, immediately there is the reaction for it. So there are, I think, different kinds of karmas, akarma, sakarma, and nishkarma. Vikarma. Akarma is the means it doesn't give any reactions. Akarma, that is which is rendering in the devotional service. That is akama. Sakama means desiring for the good. Like I want to be good, so I want to do good things for everyone in the society. So these are the good activities, pious activities. Vikarma is the opposite to the Vedic injunctions, which are not mentioned in the Vedic injunctions or which are against the injunctions. So these are Vikarma. So here the accumulated actions and reactions of karma or work become manifested in the same proportion. Such actions and reactions take place, what different procedures are, and in what proportion they act are all subject matters of Maharaj Parikshit inquiries. So he wanted to know all these activities, akarma, sakarma, vikarma. And so there are people in the 14 planet systems, according they have obtained by the strength of their pious activities, by sacrifices. Indra became Purandara, who is son of Aditi, he has performed 100 sacrifices. That's why he occupied the position of Indra. So that is the position of Indra. So he has to perform sacrifices. Otherwise, by mechanical strength, one cannot attain the higher planet systems. So that Prabhupada is explaining here. And even that we can personally experience in this planet. In order to come to different countries also, we have to study very struggle from childhood onwards, lower kindergarten, upper kindergarten, first class to so many classes we have to study. Even though it is not needed to live in this life, but we have to take that struggles. We simply need why we are needing just simply some food, some shelter, and some clothing, as much as needed. That's all. We don't need anything else. But why people are going? These are so many sinful activities. They have accumulated. In order to get rid of it, they will be sent through forcibly to the schools and they were put up into, even though they don't like to, but some children will come and take forcibly to the school. So it was the case. When in our childhood, if children are not they do not like to go to the school, but the teacher sends two children, some elder children, to bring that child, and then even though he is crying, they'll take, and even parents will say, take him. So that is, even the child doesn't want to go, they will take forcibly. But later on, now parents are forcing the child nowadays, and even by paying money to sending the schools, even too much of hard work, it is all because of the karmic reactions, desires. Desires are deeply accumulated. In order to fulfill those desires and karmic reactions to be exhibited means, so he has to pass through all these things. So we can see practically how people are suffering in this material world. So there are restrictions upon entrance of the foreigners into the country where the citizens are more prosperous. So here Prabhupada is giving the example of the these foreign countries. They do not want to share any prosperity with other people, less prosperous countries. See, likewise, even the demigods who are living in the upper planetary systems, they also have got the similar kind of nature. So we have to perform these sacrifices. So in the beginning, so Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Karma Yoga in the third chapter of Bhagavad Gita, that in the beginning, the Lord has given all the pious activities which are in the Vedic injunctions. My dear children, you perform sacrifices and be happy, live happily. Likewise, Lord has blessed everyone. And since that time, everyone are following the Varnashrama Dharma. Even for in my awareness also, my parents, their parents, they were all following the Varnashrama Dharma very strictly, very strictly. And the time when it comes to us, so we have seen it, taken a little bit of it, and when the generation is getting changed, and immediately we see so much of degradation in the culture. So my parents used to say that they have seen very good Varnashrama Dharma before, and likewise I have seen very better than before, better before, not now. So likewise, if we see our next generations, it is gradually degrading. So Varnashrama Dharma was there because it would elevate one onto the higher planetary systems. And Maharaja Parikshit wanted to inquire on the basis of proportion of actions of the goodness, which qualify one in the planet to be promoted. And then further, his inquiries are the, and also Prabhupada is giving one more analogy of, if we wanted to occupy the High Court judge position, we have to work hard. Just being a son of High Court judge, it is not the qualification. One has to work hard and study. Likewise, one has to perform sacrifices to go to the higher planet systems. And people with the bad habits like passion and ignorance, they do not have chance. And then, so here Prabhupada is quoting from Krishna's statement that yanti deva vrata devan pitrun yanti piturvrataha bhutan yanti bhutejha madhyajinopi mam. Yanti Madhyajinopimam. So here, if we worship demigods, we go to the demigod planets. If we worship Pitrus, our forefathers, we go to the Pitruloka. And if we worship the Bhutas and Pisachas, we take birth in those living entities. If we worship Krishna, we go to the Krishna's planet, which is on the topmost of all the spiritual planets. This is Krishna mentions that one. Okay, and avyakto kshitiyukta tamahuhu paramam gatim yam praptu nanivartante tadhama paramam mama. So that is the Krishna's abode. And even though all planetary systems, material planet systems, they are annihilated, but Krishna's planet, it is stays as it is. And whoever goes there, they do not return back to this material world. And here, similarly, persons trying for, and this is the explanation of it, that particular verse. Even in this, people who are desiring to stay in this earth itself, and on the earth, improve the conditions on the earth, can also do that. And persons who are engaged in going back home, back to Godhead, and can achieve that result. So there is a equal opportunities according to the Abhipsatam. This is Parinamam Abhipsatam. One has to simply change the desire that go back to Godhead. That is the only desire that will make him, so that the material nature arranges everything. Prakrutehe karmani gunai karmani sarvashaha. And it would arrange everything. Karmana daivanetrena jantuhrudeha upapattaye. So, and then once he gets the body, if he gets material body, what happens to him? And then he come to here in this material world, and he will be forcibly acting according to the material nature. And while looking everyone that they everyone are earning livelihood through going to the studies and everything. And he also wanted to do that. Yam yam madhyam upadatye dhukkena sukhahetave tam tam dhunoti bhagavan puman sochit yet kurute. And though he earns livelihood, and then in due course of time, it will be taken away by the Lord, and then he will again laments. Yadadruvasya dehasya saanubhandasya durmatihi Druvani manyite moha gruha kshetra vasunicha. He doesn't understand that these are temporary. Even though he works hard, his happiness cannot be increased a little bit. He's a durmatihi, and his body, his family, children, everything is the Adruvasya. It is temporary thing, but he thinks that Dhruva Nimanite Mohan, by the bewilderment of Lord's energy, he thinks that they are permanent. Gruha Kshetra Sunicha, and he works very hard. Either he has got money by birth itself, by taking his body, his happiness and his distress are already fixed. It doesn't matter if he is working hard that he would increase his happiness. So, but what he can do, that's why tasyev hetoho prayetetoko vidho na labhyate yad brahmatam upatyedaha tallabhyate dukkavad anyitah sukam kalena sarvatra gatena kalena sarvatra. So here, gatena brahmasa, they will come automatically. Yajjad bhavyam bhavatu bhagwan purva karma anurupam. One has to put his intelligence where to engage his energy, which is not available even though while wandering within the 14 planetary systems. That's that Narada Muni says to Vyasadeva. So, but otherwise, if you are active here, even we are in the very hellish condition, he does not want to stop his activities. Narakastopi deham vai napamam tyaktumichati narakyam niruto satyam devamaya vimohitaha. Even though he has got some very diseased body, even though he doesn't have any hands, legs, and still he wanted to desire, he doesn't want to leave that body because narkastopi deham vai, that is a hellish body, but still napuman tyaktumichati, he doesn't like to leave that body. Naratyam niruto satyam devamaya vimohitaha. It is the bewilderment of the, it is Maya, Lord's external energy. So likewise, he thinks everything Atmajaya Sutagara Pasu Dravina Bandushu Viroda Mola Pradaya Atmanam Bahumanyate Niroda Mola Pradaya. They are very strongly rooted in the heart that this is mine, this is my home, my family, my children. Like that, Atmanam Bahumanyate, he thinks that, and then strongly embedded within this material, entangled in this material world. So everything starts from the hunger and thirst. As soon as he takes the material body, hunger and thirst, and because of that, he will have Mudaravegam, and then Upasta Vegam, Kama Vegam, Krodha Vegam, different Vegas are explained. So likewise, he is entangled here by this work. Various actions and reactions of work in the mode of goodness are generally known as pious work with the devotional service. Culture of knowledge with the devotional service, or mystic powers with the devotional service. And here Prabhupada is explaining later on. A pure devotional service is not mixed with any other varieties of goodness. It is only for the pleasure of Krishna. That is called parabhakti. Yasya deve parabhakti, yata deve tata guru. So if one wants to get this parabhakti, one has to have a strong, unflinching faith on the Guru and Krishna. It can alone promote the person to the transcendental kingdom of God. But such a transcendental kingdom is not a myth, but is a factual as the moon. One must have transcendental qualities to understand the kingdom of God and God Himself. This is also like Kumara's Pitran Vanita Taraha Bhaududbhavena. Oh my dear Lord, when the Kumaras they have gone to the Vaikuntha Loka and saying, we are seeing you as how my father explained, Brahma has explained. So the address of Krishna is already explained in the Vedas and Puranas, everything. What we need to do, we have to take that knowledge. This is knowledge. Brahma has given all this knowledge. Brahma asujat sumukato yushman atma parichaya chendomaya tapovidya yoga yuktan alampatan. He has expanded all his knowledge in the Vedic culture, and Vyasadeva has compiled everything here for us. For the Prayinalpashuha Kalevasmin Yuge Janaha Mandaha Sumandamatayo Mandabhagyahu Uprutaha. Because of the people are so unfortunate, so dumb and misguided, and less time they live in this planet, in this material body. For them, he has compiled into this Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and so many Puranas and scriptures, so that they will take an opportunity and put their endeavor to go back to the God. So back to the kingdom of God. And that is not a myth, it is a practical. Like as Kumar has mentioned, many people have practically experienced it. Because we don't see with our eyes materialize, that doesn't mean yesterday also we were saying, if you do not see it, don't believe it. That is a rascaldom. So that is Prabhupada is explaining everything. Because our senses have got 4 defects. Fall into the illusion, make mistakes, tend to cheat, imperfect senses. These are the 4 defects of the human being. Because of that, whatever he thinks, it doesn't come into the perfect. Okay, so this is Prabhupada is explaining here. And here, Parikshit is very inquiring about all these things. Yasmin karma samavahayo yata yeno upagrihyate gunanam guninam chaiva parinamam abhipsitam. This is the parinamam abhipsitam. Otherwise, Lord doesn't have a desire for send the living entity to come to this material world. Naitad badadisha padam tavechitam. Padam tava ipsitam. Lord's desire is not to create this material world for just to punish these living entities and then send them and they experience this dukkhalayam ashashvatam. It is not the Lord's desire. It is the living entity's desire. That's why they want to enjoy. That's why Lord arranges this material world to go and experience your pains and pleasures and come back. But once we come back here, once we come to this material world, we stuck up here. I want to enjoy this, I want to enjoy that, like that. Okay, so that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. So we shall quickly move into Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. Okay, today is letter to Kasturika, and it is April 25th, 1970, Los Angeles. It's a small letter. Can I request any other devotees to read this letter, please?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. May I?
Yes, Mataji, please.
My dear daughter Kasturika Devi Dasi, Janet Armano, Please accept my blessings. I beg to acknowledge receipt of your letter dated 13 April 1970, and now I have just received your new set of beads. Thank you very much for your nice letter. I am very happy to accept you as my disciple, and your initiated name is Kasturika Dasi. I'm very glad to know that you have been recommended for initiation by Shriman Rishi Kumar, and now please continue to follow strictly the 4 regulative principles of no eating of meat, fish, or eggs, no taking of intoxicants including coffee, tea, and tobacco, no illicit sex life, and no gambling. Be sure to always chant daily your 16 rounds on your beads and be happy in Krishna consciousness. I'm very pleased to note your nice attitude of humbleness in the service of Lord, and that is very important qualification of a devotee. Now try to learn our philosophy very nicely with the help of our elder god brothers and sisters. Go on some kirtan and always be engaged in some kind of Krishna work. Then Krishna will bless you to advance more and more in Krishna consciousness. Hope this will meet you in good health. Kasturika is the name of the gopis associates of Krishna, and you are Kasturika Dasi, or the maid servant of Kasturika by name. Your ever well-wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. Any takeaway points, Mataji, from this letter?
So this letter has been sent to a recently initiated devotee, and he has named her Kasturika Devi Dasi, and he is just conveying his faith in her to follow the principles properly, and he's very happy to receive her, to have initiated her, and he's very pleased and with the seva that she's doing, and he's also encouraging her more to give more service to the Lord so that she can advance more in the Krishna consciousness and be happy in that. Yes, that's it, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
Any other comments, dear devotees, you wanted to add to this letter? Okay, so this is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. So one has to follow strictly the 4 regulative principles: no eating of meat, no fish or eggs, no taking of intoxicants, including coffee, tea, and tobacco, no illicit sex life, and no gambling. Be sure to always chant daily your 16 rounds on your beads and be happy in Krishna consciousness. Yes. When we chant all follow these regulative principles, then we will be happy in Krishna consciousness. Okay, so that is Prabhupada is mentioning here. And also when we learn this philosophy, then we, our faith, unflinching faith in Krishna consciousness, it will be very strong. It will not be deteriorated by any other activities. Dhavata Krishna Padamulam Namunchati Mukta Sarupariklesha Pantaha Swasaranamyatam. So likewise, he never ever leaves and he'll always progress. That's why learn our philosophy very nicely with the help of your elder God brothers and sisters. Go on Sankirtan and always be engaged in the some kind of Krishna work, Krishna's work. आध्यात्मिक अनुश्रवणात् नाम संकीर्तनाच्च मे आर्जवेन आर्यसंगेन निर्हं प्रिया तथा आर्यसंगेन. The devotees are called Arya Sangha. This is the civilized people. Other are not, who are not Krishna conscious, who are posing themselves as Hindu, they are also not. So these who are following this Krishna consciousness, this is the topmost. There is nothing beyond it. It is Napasyami param bhotum akattuhu samadarshana. So there is no person equivalent to a Krishna devotee. That's why Krishna says that become my devotee. Manmana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mam ye vaishasi yuktaiva matmanam matparayanaha. Always engage yourself in my devotional service. Remember me. Offer obeisances unto me. Likewise. So then Krishna will bless you in advance more and more in Krishna consciousness. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very beautifully explained this letter. Okay, that is Prabhupada's letter. And from the announcements point of today evening, Wednesday evening, we have got Kirtan evening at 8:30 p.m. Okay, that is our upcoming event. And dear devotees, if you have got any other updates or you wanted to share anything on Krishna consciousness, kindly share. Hare Krishna. Okay, if there are no updates, then we shall conclude and continue with Padda Japa. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो
नमो
नमो
नमः
नमः। कोटि वैष्णव की
अनन्तकोटिवैष्णवभक्ताः
जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्ण हरे बोल।
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर